welcome back to the iDROPPA podcasts.
Hello, everybody.
I'm joined by a very special guest today, my good buddy, collaborator, and friend, DJ Litebug.
Oh, that's so heartwarming. Thank you, Ian. It's nice to meet you, everybody. I'm happy to be on the show.
Say hi to the 30 people out there that are subscribed.
Hey, that's 30 whole people's attention.
Yep.
Like a lot of people are like, "Oh, that's not good numbers. Those are rookie numbers." And it's like, have you ever
Yeah.
talked to 30 people in a bar before?
That's a great perspective. That's
It's
honestly a lot of people to talk to.
it's overwhelming. You try talking to 30 people. I try talking to 5 people on a regular basis, and it's a freaking hassle.
Yeah, it's honestly a lot. I could probably name all of my subscribers, but I won't. It's just friends I've bothered. Like, yo, go watch my shit.
It's a threat. I will name every one of my subscribers.
Dare
Give me
me.
more.
Next episode. Watch me lose like 20 subscribers. I'm like, oh shit. Back down to 10. Hey, circle small.
Have you seen those active tickers for social media
Mm-hmm.
in places? The first time I saw them, I had that thought. It's like, what happens if there's a crash? Like, it's almost like that car crash feeling where you hear the skittering of the brakes, or else it's like, yeah, and you're like, you want the report, but like for that, it's like you can see the followers disappearing like as it's
Yeah.
scrolling in real time.
Yeah, that's an absolute disaster happening right in front of your very eyes. Yeah, I would never want to know that. I don't need a follower
A
to.
constant ticker.
Yeah, no. I'm good. But yeah, shout out to the 30 of you guys watching. We got Micah in the studio today also. He's behind the scenes helping out.
Technically, I guess he's the producer right now.
Yeah.
He's filling producer role.
If we need to Google anything, he's going to hop on that for us.
I will be here.
He's not on microphone, but he is hiding in the shadows.
He said he'll be hiding in the shadows and that he's gonna keep us on our toes.
Yeah, we're going to give a big cheer for Micah right now. You hear that?
Nope.
Oh, see, yeah, that was in the cans, man. That was in the cans. All right, yeah, one time. All right, here you go. Give it up.
Give it up. Give it up.
All right, calm down. Shut the fuck up, everyone. Jesus Christ. Sorry, that was... You can't hear the massive audience that we have that's live right in front of us. It's pretty insane.
Hey man, every storytellers start from somewhere, and I think that this is just like one of those golden episodes where people will look back and be like, "Oh, I guess this is where the boys started,
Right
Getting
from my
there.
living room.
getting their feet together." You know?
Yeah, it's like you said, it's not between two ferns, but it's betwixt one corn plant, whatever this
Yeah,
is.
it's a corn plant right here, right next to us.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the species is because I'm a plant daddy, but I'm not that much of a nerd. But I do
Yeah,
know
I'm not sure.
we could
Or
Snapchat it. We could take it up to X.
We could just ask it. Oh, sorry. What is your preferred species?
I'll get back to us.
All right, if anybody out there speaks plant,
I think people also want to call it Dracaena, but I don't think that this is an actual Dracaena. But anyway,
comment down below
honestly,
what kind of plant this is.
I like this layout. The
Thank
homely
you.
layout is really nice because I've actually been on a what you'd call like a produced show before.
Yeah.
There was this media company that is here in St. Louis. I'm not sure if they're around, so I won't name them just in case they are.
Okay, don't shout them out.
But it was weird because it was like this, where it was in a guy's house in
Yeah.
the middle of North County. But you'd walk in, it'd be like regular nuclear family house, and then you go into his basement, and then like one half of it is just like goblin grotto of wires and what have you production stuff, and then the other part is like he fabricated a blue polyester like The Price is Right.
Oh
Almost
yeah,
like
a set.
like the set, you know,
Oh,
like
yeah.
he had a small set with the Bing the Bangles and everything, and
Wow. In St. Louis?
yeah, he's
Oh,
so
wow.
I'm hoping he's somewhere around here, but
That's kind of like, I mean, that's kind of like what I have going on. You know, we got the curtains and the plant and the
exactly.
chairs. But
It's-
what the camera doesn't see is like, you know, the hanging wires and the exposed, you know, like asbestos and all the
the
different...
wildlife.
Yeah, like there's wildlife, stray cats everywhere. They don't see
Mad
that.
Max back here.
Micah says it's like Mad Max back here.
It is. Isn't that on Mars?
The Thunderdome? No.
Doesn't Mad Max take place
Hell
on
no.
Mars?
I thought it was on Earth, just really messed up. So don't quote me on that.
Yeah.
I'm terrible at the Mad Max series. I know that people out there are
I've
gonna be
seen it.
like,
I'm not gonna act like I haven't seen it. I've definitely seen it. It looked like Mars.
honestly, my favorite part of Mad Max was the spray painting of the face. Witness
Mhm.
me.
Mhm.
Finding out that they use like food safe coloring inside of the
Oh.
cans, so that's why they're able to do that. And
So they
not
definitely
like,
did shoot it on Earth because they're still
well,
worried about.
okay, but I'm not sure where it was set. I thought it was also, it's
Right.
obviously shot Earth, but I thought it was set on a really messed up Earth too.
Well, you never know. Micah's gonna Google that for
yeah,
us.
thanks.
Exactly. Google. I want to see where it was set. If it was Earth, I might look like a total dumbass right now. I've only seen the Mad Max with what's his name? Ed Hardy. The new Mad Max. I've only seen that the
Oh.
first
You
one.
want to know the answer? It's very interesting.
Yeah. What's the answer?
A post-apocalyptic, desolate, and war-torn Australia.
So it is on Earth. It's on Australia.
crikey.
It's a different type of Earth.
Oh, it's
Post-apocalyptic Australia.
that is kind of like Mars though.
Yeah, it's far enough from Mars,
Yeah.
and they've
It
got
might as well be.
they've got the most poisonous things next
Everything
to
could kill you.
actual desert. In fact,
Yeah.
I'm not sure if a lot of people know this, but like when people talk about Australia as a whole, they mean like the Queensland area that's like the coast, because like the east part of Australia is where all the people lived who were like convicts who got sent there, and they're just kind of
Right.
like, well, let's make the best of it. And then the western part is literally just a desert where you're sent to die.
Oh Jesus. Yeah. Those people are hard as nails.
Yeah, living. There's the name of it is escaping me now, but there's an actual part where people built caverns like pueblos into the ground, and they live there now. But it's
Dang.
just beautiful rock homes that go down for Peebly. Shit.
Peble. I
Like,
don't
look
know.
this up for me. If there's an Australian town, starts with a P, where they live in a freaking, like, it gets like 112 degrees, but the reason they could do it is because they live in these awesome homes. And we should like put that up, post for people to see. Just like the houses look like this,
Yeah.
and they're extremely. I don't know why I was going on this, but they're in Australia, but they're
Yeah.
really cool places to live, and that's why I could believe Mad Max
I could.
was in Australia.
I could definitely believe that.
Is considered to be the hottest part.
What's the name of it?
Marble Bar.
Marble Bar.
Marble
Yeah,
Bar.
hottest town in Australia.
Hottest town in Australia.
I thought it started with a P.
They probably filmed Mad Max there.
Oh well, we'll get back to that.
Yeah. That's Anyway, yeah, we got to Australia because we were talking about Mad Max. Because we were talking about how do we get to Mad Max?
Because I said it.
God damn it, Micah! You threw a fucking wrench in.
Right, look at that tangent we just suffered through.
Oh god! Shout out to our editor, man. They really put in a lot of work. They cut through all the bullshit for us.
Shout out to the guy listening to this right now.
And I still can't find what you are looking for about Australia.
Australian town named Peebly or something.
Dude, Australia. I've often said this. This would be where we cut back in. Australia. If we were gonna do an Olympics, like World Games of electronic music production, where it's like each country gets to pick like a band or an artist. Convince me that Australia doesn't destroy everyone because they got so many sneaky producers are from Australia that you wouldn't even know.
But who's to say that the producers don't come from China? Because China's right above them, man.
Well, maybe yes, some of them do, but like all the ones I'm thinking of is just like they're just like you're saying they're like the rowdy like
Is
Queensland
Sting
people.
from Australia?
Google it. Sting. Like from the Police?
Name me
Sting has got to be British.
name me
Some
3
Australian
Australian bands that you know of besides AC/DC that are any good.
Again, I want to say that we're talking about Australian EDM.
Oh,
Okay. I mean, we could. I'm not even gonna go into. We could go into the other bands. I would have to
He's from England.
Yeah, he's from England. Sting is from England,
Oh, Sting is from England?
Yeah.
not Australia. So
Of
one,
course.
I get 1 point on that.
Damn.
I called that one. Well, so no, not bands, but DJs. There's so many good ones. I'll start with just one. Got the pleasure of opening for him the other day. Phase One.
Oh, congratulations.
One of the best in the game. Get up on that mic too.
I didn't know that they were Australian.
Yes.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I
Big from down under, and he's also like he used to do metal production
Like
and
Murata?
he was a metal engineer.
I do like
Murata,
Murata.
Australian.
What?
Micah, go off. Who else? Who? Because we've had this
Oh,
conversation
Alice
a
in
million.
Wonderland?
Alice in Wonderland.
No,
Spaghetti.
she's not.
Spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
His noodliness is Australian.
Flume.
Flume,
Leotrix.
yeah, Flume.
Leotrix isn't
Yes, he
Australian. I
is.
talked to him. He doesn't have the accent.
Yes, he does.
What?
Yes, he does, mate. I talked to him too.
Australian.
At Dance Fest, right? What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in St. Louis.
He must have been tired because when I talked to him, he did not have the accent.
He dropped the act.
See, there's
No,
some
shout
cool
out to Lee.
optional for them, man.
I
Like,
only know one Australian artist right now. It's Sippy.
There's another one. There's so many. They're killing it. They crush it. Jackknife. He's kind of underground, but
Who do we got?
in America, dude. So the
Now I'm
only
forgetting American
here's the thing,
producers now.
the only thing that I think could compete with Australia is like I'm not gonna say France, but French-speaking countries, because they're like which includes like Belgium, because
Mhm.
France and Belgium crazy, but Canada. I think Canada might be neck and neck
damn,
with Australia.
Kylie,
What?
Montague is Australian.
What? I thought she was Canadian.
No.
Who?
Kylie
She's like
Minogue?
OG.
Minogue?
Who's that?
Yeah.
What was that one song that everyone knows? Right? It's not.
Na, na,
Can't get you out of my head.
Yeah.
Boy, you're all I want
She'll
to
play
think
that.
about. I just can't get you out of my head.
Oh, dude, you don't even know how good that just went to the sound effect. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not even gonna lie. Leave a comment if we should make a song out of that sample.
Ooh. Roll it back. I'd love.
Yeah, we know the song.
Well, you know,
We were already singing it.
my phone loaded. It came in a little late.
Okay, so Australia.
She's a legend.
Speaking of which, I'd love to get on another song with you. It was
Oh,
always.
yeah.
It was always fun.
So we have a collab. Also, I should say, Litebug is a DJ, a producer. He makes music. We have a song together. We have a collaboration. It's out right now. It's been out for a while, but it's called Lightheaded.
Yeah.
Go check it out. Link below.
Ooh,
Of course.
A lot of people don't know this, but the name came like after the song was almost finished by the time we actually gave it the
Yeah.
title of Lightheaded.
It was the literal last thing that we decided to do. Was name the song.
Because I
That's
can't remember what
usually
we were
what I do,
calling
though.
it at first. It
It
was
was
like
Bodies.
it was Bodies. Because at one point I was like, "Yo, we should have like Megan Thee Stallion on this," and I'm like,
Yeah.
you should hear the Bodies on."
So
Bodies
take
on,
it back a
Bodies on,
step.
Bodies on, Bodies on, Bodies
We
on.
were like, let's collab, let's do something. I think I forget who sent what first, but I know like I sent you something and then you sent it back
Mhm.
with Megan the Stallion, like whatever song that is sampled on it.
Yeah, it was when not Bigfoot. I think Nicki Minaj came out with Bigfoot. That was like a diss to her, and so she came out
Yeah.
with that scorching single, and I was
It
like,
was
"Yo,
great timing.
we gotta get in on it."
It was great timing. Yeah, you sent that back and I was like, that's pretty fire. We're gonna have to make that work. What are
Did
you
I
looking
lose
for?
it? No.
The Foom?
And we're back. Yeah.
But yeah, go listen to our fucking song.
It's
pretty good.
phenomenal.
It's pretty good. Every time I play it, it gets a pretty good reaction from the crowd. It's also like there's enough mid-range on it that like you can hear what people in the crowd are saying because it's a lot of like bass and
Mm-hmm.
like a little bit of high end. So people are like going like, "Woo, yeah."
Well, like a lot of people, I feel
Sick.
like whenever you're a producer, there are some songs that are like your baby, and you kind of like fit them to the common algorithm of what songs do nowadays. So like we're trained to have like verse, chorus, and then
Yeah.
it's out, and then like that's a dance song. You're like, this one's gonna get signed. Our song, although I love it so much, I think it was more for me whenever we were crafting it. It was one of those songs where I wanted it to be useful to other DJs. So it's got a nice build up. It's easy to mix in. Um, it's got something memorable right at the beginning. It kicks off to an awesome chorus, and then the second part is really easy to mix into other
Mhm. Oh
things.
yeah.
Like one of the reasons I like,
It doubles okay.
yeah,
It doubles all right, but yeah, that second little fake out drop is
it's
super
really
fun.
nice to just like go into the next part, and that's why like it's one of those songs where like I hope other people that listen to it and they like spin it out somewhere, it serves them, and then it's easy to get in and out of as well.
Mhm.
Because I feel like some people don't talk about songs having utility whenever you
Dude,
make them,
that's
because we have to pump out so many. We're expected to pump out so many songs. Like,
well,
why not get some utility
that's the only logical conclusion.
Lower your mic a little bit.
like this? There's shadow.
Yeah, you can
Boom.
yank that bitch
How's
around
that?
however you need to.
I'll
Thank
just
you,
have it
Mike.
up right here.
Thank you, director.
Appreciate you.
Um,
Appreciate.
but I think yeah, I was saying like the only logical conclusion if you're able to just kind of like print out music, if you figured out the formula and you're able to just kind of like drag and drop
Mm-hmm.
ideas, um, like what do you do if you just keep making the same thing over and over? No, you start filling in the gaps of your set. So you're making music out of utility. So like a lot of
Mm-hmm.
including that song, like a lot and for really the longest time that I've been making music, especially for the iDROPPA project, like every song, like it's hard to find a song of mine where it's asymmetrical.
Yeah.
Like every like it's usually a hybrid of two different genres. First drop is one, second drop is a different one,
Mm-hmm.
different genre, or different, take on the same genre, but it's like two different ideas, which, when you're mixing, it's like, okay, now it's an opportunity to drop into just a completely different song.
It's nice for flavor.
Yeah.
Whenever you're on the dance floor, and you're like, oh, I want to switch up the flavor. You know, it's one of your go-to songs. To be like, aha, here's where I can make that bridge, that
Mhm.
transition. Because
Yeah.
I feel like another thing that's really underrated nowadays, as far as like DJing goes, is wordplay. I know a
Yeah.
good DJ when I start hearing wordplay executed on the dance floor. Like some
Okay.
people are like, oh, just drop the beat already. But if you have creative wordplay that leads into fun transitions, that kind of gives me a gauge on your mastery
For sure.
of decks.
I was listening to some Father Funk like right before.
Oh yeah, you're listening to some Father Funk.
Yeah, his wordplay is great.
It's fantastic. That's what I mean is that I feel like whenever I go to festivals and I hear big names, it really makes me mad that I don't want to say mad. I guess it makes me a little jaded or frustrated when I see like an example, Drink Your Water. Saw him for the first time at Dance Fest last year, and I'm not about to just be like hating on Drink Your Water right now. I love the guy, but whenever you're in a festival, you're expected to output so many songs, or like whenever you're in dubstep, they kind of put you in a cage whenever you're live on stage. No pun intended.
Mhm.
But it was imagine this.
Wait, I was there. I remember it very well.
It was okay. So you probably know what I'm talking about. It is you start it high, introduce, and then for the next 45 minutes, it's build up, 2 bars of build up, drop, 2 bars of build up, drop,
Yeah.
2 bars of build
I
up.
love loved it.
Drop.
It was nonstop. Give me all it. Like I don't care about the breakdowns, the intros. Give me the drops.
Right, and like
That's how I like.
I get that. You're like it's a showcase. You're like I got this
Yeah.
music. I want to get this stuff out, and sometimes it works.
So at the same very same festival we had, and I talked to one of the dudes from Ganja White Night, and we saw a Ganja White Night set,
Hmm.
and he gave me some sage advice, and we had a super sick moment, like milestone in my career, getting to talk to him, meet him, and give him a dab pen. But then they went up there and played their set, and I've seen them so many times, but now their set is like a movie. Like it's like a 15-minute intro, visualizer,
Yeah,
epilogue, then the music starts. And then like it's such a story that they're telling. It's beautiful and it's like such a insane thing to see at a rave, but like, I want to
you
fucking
want to
go,
race
bro.
sometimes,
I wanted to
right?
go, yeah.
And I get that, but like, and that's the difference between like again. I guess I'm more of a. I don't want to say I'm a club DJ because that sounds so like, oh, I'm a club DJ,
That's okay though.
but I'm used to playing 2-hour sets now or longer. And now that
Yeah.
like I've done the festival where you get an hour, I understand why it's rapid fire. But to me, I want to stretch my legs. I can get a vibe going in 15 minutes, don't get me wrong. But imagine like a DJ getting 2 hours. Like that's both a curse and a blessing because now you need to have enough material for that, but you also need to learn how to keep a vibe for 2 fucking hours, or excuse me, 2 freaking
You
hours,
can cuss.
which it
We're not monetized.
whenever
Fuck this shit.
whenever I was first DJing, I thought an hour was hard enough, and then I had my first 4-hour set, and my brain was
Mhm.
melting by the end of it because you're just kind of like, what do I
Gone
play?
through everything. Yeah.
And now I'm just kind of like, all right, I can do 6 hours comfortably before I'm just kind of like, I'm gonna burn out if I do any more song selection than 6 hours at a time. I don't care if I'm at a house party.
Right.
I don't care if I'm last day at the festival and we're doing the Renegade afters. Once I hit 6 hours of spinning music, I'm just kind of like, I need like time out.
So what's your preferred set length to play?
I think 90 minutes is
Hour and a
perfect.
half.
Um,
Okay.
just because you can stretch your legs a little bit, it still gives other DJs in the night time to play. Um, and if you if you are bombing and the dance floor is not responding to you, if you're subjecting people to that music longer than 90 minutes, you're gonna lose the whole night.
Yeah.
Um, and so that's why I'm like, I think 90 minutes is perfect. Um,
That's
but
good for like I feel like for a club that's perfect.
mhm.
But like if you're at like a show where you're like there's a lineup, you're waiting to see a headliner, I feel like
45.
that's yeah, hour 45, that's my perfect time. I love 45, but like at 45 to an hour, maybe to like 115.
But see, those decreased times are why you're seeing everybody sprint. And like again,
Yeah,
it's cool to sprint sometimes, but I really wish that like sometimes you could also breathe.
true.
Because I feel like I don't want to be like one of those old heads that's complaining about like, oh, these guys are doing ADD mixing. Because it's called crash mixing first off, and I love crash mixing.
Right.
Like I know you
Oh god.
love crash
Yeah, yeah.
mixing,
I try not to do it.
but at some point it's just kind of like any good music is known for the note that's being hit, but what's equally important is the silence.
That's deep. That's profound. What do you mean the silence? Like the actual in the music, like the
So
silence?
in the music, like the noise you're making is important because that's obviously the music, right?
Just as important
But
as
the
the sound.
silence in
So
between is
you're talking
equally as
about in
important.
so relating that to live sets,
Having that breath,
peaks and valleys.
yes, having dynamics. I think that's one of
Yeah.
the first things I ever learned. My guitar teacher, one of the things he would tell me is that whenever you're making music, that the noise you're making is important, but just as equally important is the silence. And I believe that having dynamics, he would show me whenever we were making music. He was like, "You know why this song is so popular? Do you know why it made the Billboard charting? You can see it on a waveform. And it's one of the first waveforms I've ever tried reading, but you can see the peaks and valleys. Nowadays, it's a brick wall, and you know, whatever. Some people are into that, but I like having ups and downs, dynamics.
Right.
It's what humans crave.
Definitely.
Like especially when you're writing a story, any good book has a valley,
Yeah.
you
Any
know, a
movie.
peak, a
Yeah.
climax.
Definitely. That was one of the first lessons I ever learned, like in DJing. And it was probably from some like YouTube video of probably Dead Mouse or somebody just saying like, yeah, peaks and valleys. And I was just like, oh yeah, that makes sense. And to me, that kind of just meant like play different genres, I guess. Like 'cause obviously I love the dubstep, the heavy stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but to give a break from that, like I would throw in some trap or like some house or D&B or whatever, anything, just to break up the monotony of the dubstep and then get back to it. And when I was first like starting out DJing, that was like the only compliment that I would get from people that would see my sets was like, I like how you did all these different genres.
Yeah, they're like, hey man, I liked how you kind of switched up, and I wasn't bored of your set.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, I was just trying to. I would play heavy fucking dubstep the whole time if I could, but you know, I don't. I know everyone doesn't want to hear that, so I'm trying to little one for me, one for you. You know, a little for me, a little for you.
Honestly, the dynamics goes a really long way, especially like I say it goes deep, but an example of how deep it goes is one time I was playing at a very well-known bar establishment. Um, let's say it was near a body of water, so it could be anywhere.
Okay.
But
You clearly don't want to shout them out, so we won't.
right, but because get this, so where it's a place where like they wanted house music.
Yep.
It was
Was it in the daytime?
no.
Was it nighttime? Okay.
No, so I would say my set was any. I'm gonna give the exact time because that'll narrow it down. Places I've played, but I'll say it was anywhere from 9 to midnight, right?
Yep.
So a later set.
Okay.
Um, but we play house music for 3 hours, and
It's a
then
long time.
as we're as we're going on, as one will do whenever you're playing some of these more corporate gigs. But there was a group of 11 people who were just like, I think it was like they're just having like a good time. They weren't being like too drunk, but they were like, hey, we want to hear some dubstep. Can you play some harder stuff? And they requested it for 2 hours straight. Now,
Let's go.
I'm like, oh, okay. So I play one dubstep song.
Yeah.
Count them, one. The moment I do, I see these girls just start jumping and having a hoot and a holler and a great time. I see right next to them a line of 30 people getting out the door on the dance floor. I look to my right and the bartender starts rolling his eyes, being like, "This guy,
Just
get a
blocked
load
all my
of this
money.
guy." Like
It was worth it though for that one person.
I literally played 5 minutes, and I brought it back. I eventually went back to the house because I think I played some Alan Mock,
Hmm.
which was awesome. If you guys are looking for a song to go from 128 to something a little bit heavier, I recommend playing Caverns by Alan Mock. It's a great transition song for all my baby DJs that are like trying to get past that. Um,
Little advice from the Litebug.
right? Like I try to, man. You want to talk about what grinds my gears really quick for a tangent?
Yes. Let's go
I
to our new segment called "What Grinds Lightbug's Gears." What do you got for us?
All right. Usually it's something that we're all very near and dear. But I learned something the other day is that I used to be one of those people that'd be like, no gatekeeping. Gatekeeping equal bad. And recently it's come to light that maybe gatekeeping isn't evil and it is a necessity
The strategy.
for our scene. And
I
and
wouldn't say
by our
necessity.
scene, and I don't mean St. Louis, I mean like maybe electronic music as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
I think if there was more gatekeeping, there would be less corporatization of our dance floors. Obviously,
Maybe.
obviously we're in an unprecedented times
I
currently.
think we're getting into different types of
Different type. Okay, maybe there's different
You're
types
talking
of
about like
gatekeeping.
production technique.
I'm talking maybe not production technique, but more like how do I explain good gatekeeping? So there are people who let's say 10 years ago, Guitar Hero came out. Everyone and their mama wanted to be a guitarist. Everyone and their mama wanted to be the new Led Zeppelin freaking uh uh pop rock star. I mean, like they had a whole game about Green Day,
Yeah.
coming out about it, and everyone and their grandma
Fuck yeah,
want to be.
Guitar Hero 3 was my shit.
Nowadays, everyone and their mama wants to be a DJ.
Yeah.
And whenever I started being DJ, or I started learning how to DJ, I'm not gonna say it was the most pleasant thing ever, but I got hazed the fuck out of. I got
Yeah.
I got
I got
hazed
made
by
fun of.
subculture. I got hazed by my ex-girlfriend.
What do you mean
I
by
got
hazed?
hazed.
Real quick.
Hazed being, hey, I want to go out and I want to go do this, and being told no, and having to prove my dedication through hours of training and being told that my mixing and transition wasn't good enough, which made me a better DJ, I feel like, because I went through the school of hard knocks.
Yeah.
But I was still belittled. And
Sure.
that's I guess at one point you could say that is a good use of gatekeeping. I wasn't allowed to be a DJ and they didn't let me fail publicly.
Right.
But it's not like that was fun being hazed in the middle of it all, you know?
No. I feel like there's always gatekeeping from like even when you first start to like where we're at now, and then even all the way to the very top. Like some of these festivals, like big giant festivals that you might want to
Mhm.
play, like they gatekeep. They only book certain artists from certain
I
people
mean,
and
there's
like this kind
several
of
ways
thing.
of looking at it too. Like, would it make more sense for production to be gate kept, or would it make more sense for the artist to gatekeep their music?
Hmm.
I mean, gatekeeping is a It's not. It's like I call it a strategy, but it's kind of a subconscious thing that people do, and I've seen it
Some
like
people say it doesn't exist though. They're like
um.
gatekeeping is a lie.
I mean, to a certain
Some
extent.
people think the Earth is flat.
Some people think the
Well,
earth is
we could
flat.
get into that. I could convince you that it might not be, but we could get into that later. Um, but as far as like, look, I'm self-taught. Everything I've learned from myself or from
True.
watching somebody. Like, but like when I go to a couple times when I go teach people and I go and I like show them my stuff, I don't hold anything back.
Mm-hmm.
Like I will give you everything that I have access to, all the techniques that I use, cuz like I got that knowledge for free. It wasn't easy to get,
Mm-hmm.
but like I eventually got it for free. And my philosophy is like um I can give you all the tools, but like you probably aren't going to be able to create the same exact thing that I created.
Right.
And even if you could create something like cool in general from these tools, that would be cool. Hold on, we might be getting some feedback. That was weird.
Is it me?
I don't know. Do you have your phone on you? Might have been
Yeah.
me. Just put my phone off to the side. But yeah, dude. Yeah, I feel like there's always going to be gatekeeping. And you really just gotta.
But see
You can gatekeep or you can not gatekeep. It's up to
that's
you.
what grinds my gears is that for the longest time I was like, oh, it's bad, when actually there are applicable uses for it. Is what I'm saying, is that like it grinds my gears that I was being like, oh, gatekeeping's bad, blah blah blah,
Well, what would you
and
use
then
it for? What's the applicable use?
an
Positive
applicable use
use?
for gatekeeping would be like, so a lot of people talk about Plur being watered down. and been like, there's no such thing. But like, if there was a little bit, like, it used to be all about inclusion, and I get that.
Mm-hmm.
But if there was like some sort of litmus test
Mm-hmm. I see what you're going for.
that you could just be like, hey, this person is probably not here for community and vibes. These guys are here because they want to exploit people that might be under the influence, and they know that this is a place where people don't tell you no, they just want you to be safe while you're doing it.
Or a lot of other things, taking advantage of people monetarily or
Exactly. And I know
emotionally.
if we had that, it'd be like we wouldn't be talking about it, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that is an interesting.
But if there was a genie out there
There was. You got to rub them.
trying to articulate a wish that wouldn't be like a monkey's paw thing and like curse me sevenfold.
Yeah, you should have to like. I don't know. What are you saying? You should have to like pass a test in order to like
At
have
least
a
know the
SoundCloud
freaking
account.
handshake and not know it's like from like a Taylor Swift thing.
Oh yeah.
It's like, hey, how do you trade candy? And they're like, oh, you mean like a Swifty thing? And it's like, you sweet summer child, you need
I haven't
to,
ran into any of those people yet, fortunately. But
because like I don't want to be like those old punk people who see like a Ramones shirt and they're like, what's the name of the Ramones?
Name 5 songs, yeah.
Name 3 songs right
Yeah.
now.
Well, I mean, since we're on the topic, name 5 Megadeth songs right now.
Tornado of Souls.
Well, is that 2 or 1?
That's 1. So Tornado of Souls is 1. Symphony of Destruction.
All right, you're off the hook, bro.
I
You're off the
love
hook.
Euthanasia. It's if you haven't checked that album, it's really different. People like, oh, I can't stand his voice, but Dave Mustaine actually like put his back into
He
Euthanasia.
Fucks, dude.
Bro, you find out he
You fuck
fucks
around and
in
find out.
Euthanasia. It's a wonderful album for all my metalheads.
Shout out to
Everyone's
Megadeth.
just probably being like, no, it's not Hanger 51 or whatever, and just kind of like, bro, like that was just guitar masturbation is what those songs
Right.
are. Like that was half of metal back in the days. Is if you didn't have hair that was like longer than Rapunzel, then you're just masturbating on a guitar neck.
Yeah, you're not shit, dude. You're not shit. You hear that? And this is coming from a guitarist, so.
Oh, look at me! I can pluck tiny cables with my hands. Oh,
With my short hair.
oh, I have an imagination.
Well, you can actually play the guitar,
Yes, that is true.
and you are a
You
guitarist.
can plug the cable.
Actually, I guess if
Plug
we're
the
getting to the
strings.
nitty gritty, I do play. I still play guitar, just not as much.
How long have you been playing? When did you start? What age?
I started picking up a guitar around the age of 10, but I never really gave it any thought until like the age of 15,
How'd
16.
you start giving it thought? You started trying to learn songs, or you started taking lessons?
So the reason I started playing guitar in the first place, and this is a really weird story. Not really weird, but for me, music was weird because the way it found me was me being very selfish. My brother had a blue acoustic Ibanez dreadnought guitar,
Yep.
just run of the mill acoustic guitar, but he got it from my dad, and so I was really jealous of him because he had that. He had the Casio. He was coming back from his Quincy University, like
Yeah, all
college
those
stay.
toys.
Like I got jealous, being like a 10-year-old like son of a bitch. Like I was I had a lot of ass kickings I needed when I was little. Um, but I picked up his guitar and I started playing, being like, "Oh, my dad, get me a guitar too." And he did. He got me a Stratocaster because he realized I was left-handed, and he was like, "You're gonna play like Jimi Hendrix," which to this day,
Nice.
I don't know if that was a good move or a bad move
Were
on
you
his part.
left-handed?
I am left-handed.
Okay.
I'm a southpaw, but
So
here,
it's a good
okay,
move.
but here's the thing: 90% of the guitars you'll ever see are right-handed, which means that
Right.
every guitar that I pick up that's not technically specifically made for me is like looking at a
fucked.
mirror
Yeah.
image. I'm just kind of like, oh, well, these strings are backwards. So my dad actually got me that, but I think I had started playing lacrosse at the time. I
Oh,
was
really?
in middle school for Fort Zumwalt, if you guys know where that area is.
Shout out.
Shout out Fort Zumwalt West. Yeah. Um
Shout out Fort Zumwalt West lacrosse.
having a club and letting me play was pretty nice of them. Um
What, lacrosse?
yeah, cuz
It was nice of them to let you play?
yeah,
You didn't
because
have
it
to
was a
try
club.
out?
They could have been like, "No, go fuck
Oh,
yourself."
for real?
Yeah, for real. That's why I'm like
Hey,
they're kind of nice about
Then
it.
shout out to them.
They're like, "Oh, this poor kid wants to play lacrosse with us. He
So-
doesn't suck."
You started playing lacrosse and then you got back into guitar?
Yeah, well, my dad was like, "Well, if you're gonna play guitar, you're gonna need lessons, I guess." And I was like, "Oh, sure." And then I met this guy named Fernando Pedron from, oh no, oh Bolivia. He's from Bolivia, and he was like my first like introduction into Southern American culture because he was into like Sepultura
Yeah.
and all that really really hard stuff. But I finally got lessons through him, and lo and behold, I went off to want to start doing punk rock bands, and so that started 10 years of traveling and playing punk rock across the United States, which was a lot of fun.
And that's your origin story.
Yeah, I'm like I could like it goes deeper in that, but I'm like, how long you want to sit talking about that?
Well, I do have questions.
Ooh,
Let's see. Yeah, this probably be a good time to ask you questions. This is a good time to bring it up. Your origin story. So you started punk scene.
yes, I started as a DIY punk. The difference being is that like I'm not a crust punk. I'm not like the wear a battle vest guy, but I'm the guy that like learned how to build a stage, learned how to
Right.
put together a speaker and a mixer, and
That's
then
real
like
punk.
go play in a field somewhere with your friends.
Yeah.
Like that's what I was doing back in the day.
So that's actually how I met you for the first time. Was in a field setting up a stage.
Oh yes.
Um, about to play on that stage. A couple hours after you were setting it up. It was crazy to see. Yeah, it was like you were a mythical beast. Like you were just this giant, long-haired, mythical animal out there.
Sasquatch.
Just yes, this Sasquatch out there. You were setting up this stage. I was setting up my tent. My friend was about to play on that stage, so I had my eyeballs on it. And I was watching the kind of chaos that ensued of
Oh
that
yeah.
goes
What
into
are you talking about?
putting.
MM?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first year of that. I think that was the first time I ever saw you. Um, then I was like, this guy's working his ass off, sweating his ass off in
You
this
s-
heat.
You
And
saw
then-
me in my prime, man. That was
Yeah.
I was talking about getting vetted earlier. That was me getting vetted by those guys
Had to prove yourself.
at one point building, and that's why I had the second stage that I was
Yeah.
taking care of, because the main stage was if you guys know DJ Johnson from Your Favorite DJ, he was doing the main stage and he rocked that shit,
Mhm.
especially with all of the curveballs that were
Yeah.
sent his way. He fucking rocked that shit out.
True.
Shout out DJ. And
Your stage was cool too.
oh, thank you, thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
It survived the rain. I slept on it the first night when we had that giant pour down.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was
trapped
brutal.
everybody into this festival.
You slept in the stage. that night?
Yeah, because we didn't have.
That's punk.
We had sort of security. We had security where I was also a part of security at night because I was a willing male.
Sure. Yeah, you were willing and able. You had 2 legs, 2
Yeah,
arms.
I had 2 legs. I could make sure that no one ran off with the expensive speakers.
Dude, yeah, that was quite an experience all around. But it was cool because like I got there and I realized like, oh, they just got 2. You were just a dude at the time. I'm like, they got 2 dudes setting up a stage. And I'm like, you guys, you were running around shirtless, and I was like, these guys don't look like they're fucking like, licensed sound techs or anything like that.
No.
And I was like, okay, I kind of see where we're at. And then like hours later, I see you playing on that stage, and I'm like, oh, okay, so this was like you got to make your bones in order to even get like the
Yes.
slot kind of thing. But then, dude, you I remember your set was like captivating, and I was like blown away. And I'm like, this guy went through all of that shit, all that sweat and the heat just to come out here and like fucking throw down is what you did. So you imprinted on me that day. You made a very memorable impression
Oh, thank you. I
because
appreciate that, man.
I wouldn't have been able to have the kind of like energy and stage presence after sweating my ass off and building a whole stage like you did. That's another thing about you is you have like a very, very memorable stage presence.
It's what I put all of my character points into.
You put
If I'm
all of
being
your
honest.
leveled up points into the stage presence.
All that EXP went straight into
charisma.
stage. Like it's the only thing I got at this point.
It's why you're so many people's favorite DJ, including myself, is because like how the fuck are you gonna sit in the crowd and like be bored and not move if the DJ's up there moving like how you move, bro?
Dude,
like it's impossible.
Honestly, it blows my mind sometimes because I've actually had that happen for a couple shows where
Right?
I think what are the other DJs calling that now? Getting your reps in
Yeah.
when you're playing a show and then like kind of like it doesn't pop off. So they're like, all right, well
You're just
you
there for you.
gotta get your reps in. You're doing your time.
Yeah.
But there's this one show where I'm trying to remember what my toughest crowd was because I remember at one point there was a fur show I had done for these I what's the PC word?
Furries?
Furry?
Yeah. Shout out to all our furries in the comments.
Right.
Most of our subscribers.
I love my furry friends, but I wasn't aware of the music culture, and so like I tried hitting them with everything, and I think that me hitting them with everything just confused them harder.
They like the happy hardcore.
Right, and like I mean, I got to that last, but by the time like I got around to
The
after an
highest
hour of it, yeah, next DJ's like, all right, well we're gonna play techno.
Oh man, so were they like not vibing, or they?
Some people
They're
were vibing, but
Was that the worst gig?
No. God, I'm trying to remember my worst gig because I think it was like last year it happened because it was freshly in my mind. But
Was it like a corporate thing?
um,
I've had a lot of shit gigs, man.
with what? With what?
Just
Corporate?
I've only really ever had one corporate gig, and it was the first gig I ever played when I was 17. Like first time ever DJing in front of people. I just told this story the other day, but it's a girl's sweet 16th birthday party,
Oh yeah.
and one of her friends came to me. He's like, I was like the only DJ in our high school. They're like, I heard you're a DJ. Here's a list of songs she likes. Please, I got all those songs. It was at a hotel. They were gonna pay me $300 for like 3 hours. And then
Okay.
immediately it was kids coming up to me like, play some shit we could twerk to. Enough of this dub shit. Like I was like, okay, so I was like playing
Oh.
house and progressive stuff, and they just wanted stuff that they could twerk to. And then somebody pulled the fire alarm, and it ended like
Oh, my-
after an hour.
No.
And I got my $300, and I was like, that was like the most I had ever got paid to play, and for a long time after that. So it was
Uh-huh.
kind of like discouraging. But I was like, yeah, I'm not doing birthdays or weddings or requests or corporate shit ever again.
So you saying that you jogged my memory. I think one of the worst shows that I bombed was my first wedding I ever agreed to do. Um,
Oof.
I knew
Wedding.
of someone who was having a shotgun wedding, and they were also entering the army. So what I mean is that they're gonna be a dad, and they were also
Right.
going away for the army. So they planned their wedding and everything in 2 weeks. And so they're like, "Hey, we know that you're a DJ. I think we like what you do. So can you DJ for us?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, when do you want me?" Because thinking like, "Oh, it's gonna be like in a
2
couple months or
months.
something." Oh yeah, so here's the date. And I'm like, "That's in like a week and a half." Sure. So I'm sweating it because I'm just kind of like, well, what do you do for a wedding DJ? I'm not a wedding DJ. This is my first one. Up until now, I'd only
Right.
done like festivals and like the underground
Here comes
basement
the
show, what
bride.
have you. Yeah. So they're like, all right, well, you're gonna play the reception. Well, the reception ended up being in this like church alcove
Sure.
area. I was literally like next to the doors that go down to these stairs, just
Ugh.
shoved in a corner next to the clock. And I will never forget like like setting up my stuff. I'm sitting there playing some songs, and these guys are like, "Yeah, play some Drake." So like, like the kids just kind of like, "Oh, play something to twerk to." So I actually started playing some stuff that you want to twerk to, and then they're like, "Hey, are you gonna get on the mic and talk about the father-daughter dance and stuff?" And like up until that moment, it completely switched my mind. So my face goes
I didn't
pale, and
think
I'm like,
about that shit.
"What the hell are you talking
I didn't
about?"
bring a
So
microphone.
I did have a microphone, thank God, but like they didn't give me any planning. There was no timing. There was no phrasing going on. So it
Right.
was just kind of like I'd be like, "All right, it's
Figure
the
it out.
father-daughter dance," and then I would like go on YouTube, pray that the Wi-Fi was working long enough for me to rip the song off of YouTube to
Okay.
play on the fly
So you
because
had
they gave me the
Wi-Fi.
list. Well, sort of. I had a hotspot.
See, at least you had that technology and capability.
Like I tried, but it was like rapid fire mother daughter dance, father son dance.
You're just going and
Like,
ripping like the worst quality
but
YouTube
then
videos.
yes, and then like they wanted country after that, so I'm racking my brain for like country transitions, which I don't know if anyone there's probably a country DJ out there that's been like, "It's so easy," and I'm just kind of like, no, those drums are not easy. But the cherry on the cake was the clock that was next to me was an hour ahead of time. So
Nice.
I look at the clock and I go into the mic and I'm like, "Oh, hey guys, that's my
last song.
time. I gotta go. Party's over. Good night." And then the person, I think it was the grandmother at the time, comes up and be like, "What are you talking about? We still have 2 more hours that we rented this for, and everyone's leaving." And like, I couldn't take it back. I knew these people, like these people were like family.
You're
And
like,
like, so like
plug
I've
in
known
your
these people
aux
for years.
cord.
Yeah. So I booted it back up and started going, but the damage is already done. And like that scarred me so bad that it wasn't for another year and a half. I even agreed to entertain the thought of doing someone's wedding.
No.
Coincidentally, doing that got me one of my favorite gigs, which was doing a 5-year-old's birthday party who wanted nothing but Borgore and uh oh god, Borgore and Excision, I think, were what this 5-year-old wanted.
What the
Have you
hell?
ever seen like a mosh pit of 3-year-olds?
No.
It's the cutest goddamn thing ever.
That's so specific. I didn't know 3-year-olds knew about Borgore.
They kind of like just roll around on the floor, honestly. That's literally like I wasn't playing Nympho, mind you, but like that's what the 5-year-old wanted.
Is that what the kids are listening to nowadays? Is Borgore?
And Excision.
Excision? Man, it came full circle. What the hell?
The Wooks we know are parents.
Dude. So yeah, weddings are completely off the table for
Yeah.
me. Never. I'm good. I'll DJ my own wedding.
I'll give it another go, but after going to an Indian wedding, I just know that like wedding DJs are just a different breed altogether.
Yeah.
It's
Talk about
just
wordplay. That's where you could really got to be good at wordplay.
Oh yeah,
Is at the wedding.
getting
man.
on for those kind of transitions for like what
Yeah.
a grime, a bride and a groom want.
Yeah.
14 mimosas deep.
Right, dude. And then also playing like what the drunk uncle wants to hear back there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's a hard thing. I've actually had to DJ a couple of drag and burlesque shows, and those are not easy by any means. That's a lot of brain power for transitions and trying to make stuff work
Right.
and coordinating and talking to performers and blah 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 blah. Blah.
Mix songs while mixing bridal, like I don't know, like they love mixing TV show quotes and all types of goofy stuff.
Oh yeah, because the thing with drag and burlesque is that a lot of the times they will make their own mashup of tracks using like Audacity or something,
Yeah.
and then
Just
they'll
like the
hand it
most
to you.
basic.
Yeah,
Basic shit.
and it's
Yeah.
like the worst cuts, and they're like, "Yeah, this is fine," and you're just sitting there, your soul's dying. You're like, "I could do these cuts better
Yeah, it's
live
like doing
for
transitions
you."
for you.
Yeah, you're sitting there,
like backspins
you're
and
like,
stuff.
Like Skrillex mixed
Yeah.
with Kesha mixed with Desperate Housewives.
It's K-pop. It's what K-pop is.
I have a real example. One time I had a track that was Phil Collins, which went into an actual Journey song, which then went into some kind of like Stomp song, like the movie Stomp,
Yeah.
like something from that,
Okay.
like that
Boom, boom,
weird
clap.
transition. Yeah, like boom boom
Jesus.
boom boom clap with the
Christ.
sweepers. What do you call them?
Fucking, I don't know.
What do you
That
call a
sounds like
sweeper?
a headache. Is what that sounds like. What are you talking about? Sweeper?
Not a mop.
Like some flossy sounding stuff.
No, it's not a mop.
A broom.
Broom. One of them.
You stumped me for a second.
What do you call it? One of them sweepers.
Sweeper could be a lot of different things in my mind. Okay, let me ask you some more of these questions.
Ooh, more questions. I love
I
this.
feel like we pretty much covered like how you got into the music industry. You know, you're in punk bands, you were touring, you're playing guitar.
Post-hardcore too. I forgot to mention that.
Were you singing?
I started as a singer. Actually,
Like
my
lead vocals?
my first band was we were called Silent Doom, and we were a hair metal band. And I was the singer, and I was expected to sing like Vince Neil.
Nice.
Do you hear my voice? Does that sound like Vince
No.
fucking Neil to you?
Can you get there though?
I can go high. Uh, who's the singer of? It's not Painkiller. That's the name of the. That's
I'm not
Judas
gonna
Priest.
know.
Judas Priest.
I know who that is.
I used. It's Rob Halford, I believe. He was one of my idols, I guess,
Mhm.
singing, and I can hit those notes. What do you want me to try?
No, not on
Because
the mic.
I'll sing Painkiller. Here, I'll move it away.
Okay, hit it.
You go. He is the painkiller. This is the painkiller. Oh!
Oh,
Like up like that.
vibrato was nice.
Oh, thank you. There's some
Let's
Judas
see.
Priest for
You
you.
almost blew up my computer with that.
Fuck yeah.
We're still rolling. So-
you just sorry for those of you that had to hear that giant silence. I broke the mic.
You broke the sound barrier. We had to replace all the windows. So this is actually my next question was who were some of your biggest influences? And I was more so thinking electronic music because that's what I'm more familiar with. But if you want to just all around biggest musical influences,
I
go.
would say I know it's really weird, but Usher and
It's not weird.
TLC are the first composers I was singing as a child. Waterfalls by TLC was one of the first songs I ever like was singing in the
Great song.
car. And then the first CD I ever owned through my mother was My Way by Usher.
Okay.
And that kind of like started how I became a singer and a performer was through that. But electronically speaking, I think I talked about this recently. Daft Punk. I know a lot of people kind of roll their eyes when you say that, but 2001, having Discovery coming out and finding out about like a guitar made completely from a keyboard,
Yeah.
doing notes and stuff like that completely changed my life. So I'd say Daft Punk is definitely like my motivator besides my house side because I make house music, I make dubstep, and I make drum and bass. And I suppose like I don't want to say Skrillex, but Skrillex honestly was one of the reasons why a lot of people did get into dubstep. But I
sure.
would say that my sound is more closer to like Scream or Banga.
Yeah.
Those are like some of my favorite artists whenever it comes to that. Now is for like sound right now. Have you checked out Ahi?
Yeah.
Ahi is
Your
really killing it
twin.
right now. Shanghai Doom. I'm about to go sing my guy Shanghai guy at up in Denver
Yeah.
in 3 weeks. I'm excited to see him. They have no idea I'm coming.
Nice. You're gonna go to a show or?
Yeah, I'm gonna say what's up because I talk to them on Twitter all the time, but we haven't met face to face. So it'd be nice to be like, "Hi, I'm not a stalker. I just really think you're funny."
Yeah. Dude, they got some kicking tunes.
Fucking great. And then
legends.
for drum and bass, I really like Chasing Status.
Yeah, of course. Still fucking killing it.
Justin
Talk
Hawks is
about-
really cool.
Being around for a long time.
Oh yeah, I mean, I was really ignorant of drum and bass growing up, and everyone's like, "Oh, Pendulum's great," but John Dent got me into Chase and Status when he gave me the song "Program,"
Yeah.
and that blew my head open, being
Right.
like, "Oh, this is great," and then moving from that to Jump Up,
Yeah.
like completely changed my life as far as D&B goes. And it's really fun to play like fast rhythm.
Yeah.
That's what Jump Up is. It's
That's
fast
pretty much
rhythm.
what it is like now. Yeah, the current shit that's coming out. I'm not like the biggest fan of it, but
It's cool in moderation, just like rhythm.
right, right.
Right. Not rhythm 24/7.
It's like what I was saying. Like I don't want a whole set of drum and bass, but
Mhm.
like toss it in there. You know, palate cleanse a little bit with it goes a long way.
That's why I like seeing
genre.
you and Adriana play. You guys have been doing that a lot, where
Yeah. Shout out to Pinky
you'll not only go up, but you'll also go back down too.
and all around.
And all around. Like honestly, that's one of the things I admire about seeing you guys play live, is that you really embody that. Like, yeah, we play a little bit of everything, and then you have that dynamics like we talked about earlier.
Yeah. She's like it. Like we had a thing for our last set, which went really well for the Phase 1 Funk Case show. But we were like talking about it beforehand, kind of like planning it out a little bit. And I was like, I had this one transition in there that it's like a 170 BPM that like goes into a 140 BPM.
Oh wow.
And yeah, but like that's just everyday shit, man. That's what she said. She's like, oh well, I don't know about all that.
You're
Like,
like,
that seems
nah.
like a lot, and I'm like, it's everyday shit though. Like you got to be able to mix the yin and the yang. Like
Mhm.
once you can figure out how to do it, then like it's a lot easier to do it.
But after 30% or trying to mix 10% above BPM gets wonky sometimes. It can lead to train wrecksville, man.
it does, but like what I was doing was I was just using the 170 intro and like bringing it down to 140 and then
Oh,
dropping it into like some 140 shit.
I mean that
I was
could
just
work.
using it. I wasn't using it for the BPM. I was using it for it was a Chingy song. It was like a Chingy remix.
Oh,
So I was like, I
hell
had
yeah.
to throw that in there. It was like it sounded good slowed down too. It sounded like it worked. It did the trick.
What's up? Okay,
On both of them?
I guess give me the
Okay.
the
Well, we'll get to I guess we kind of hit all my questions. I had like, milestones. I wanted to ask you like some of the best and worst gigs. We kind of covered like some of the worst gigs.
Yeah.
I mean, some advice you could give to up and comers. Like, we'll give your plugs at the end. But I have a game if you want to play my game.
Ooh, what's the game?
It's just which DJ is older.
Ooh, which one's older?
Yeah,
All right.
all right. It's time to play our new game. Which DJ is older? Yeah, who's excited before the cameras die.
Yeah, before the cameras die. Let's play the game.
All right, so this is a list of contemporary modern DJs that hopefully we both know, and I've done the research to know their ages, so I'm gonna quiz you. Micah, you can play too if you want. All right, I just want you to guess who's older.
All right.
We'll start. You guess first, and then
And then
Litebug
Micah.
guesses, and then Micah guesses.
Well, we'll tell them.
Okay, we're gonna start out first. Midnight Tea or Boogie Tea? Okay. Micah guessed Midnight Tea. Lightbug?
I know how old Boogie T is, so I'm gonna guess Boogie T is older than Midnight T.
How old is Midnight Tea? Or how old is Boogie Tea?
Boogie T is like getting in his 40s, I thought.
I have the answer here. It was a trick question. They're the same age.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
So wait, they're both what,
They're
like 38?
They're 3 months apart. 33.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
I knew they were
One of them doesn't look like it, but
They were born in 92? Nuh-uh.
Yeah. March and June.
Why does Boogie T look so
beard, man.
old? Is it the
Wait.
beard?
I'm sorry. Midnight Tea is older because he was March. Boogie T is June.
Okay, so you win. Damn.
So Midnight Tea. So 1 point to Micah.
1 point Micah.
All right, next question. Gorilla Tea or Taboo?
Who's older?
Yeah. Well, I just asked you a trick
Gorilla
question.
Tea.
Gorilla Tea's younger.
So Gorilla Tea, Micah, what do you think?
I think Taboo's older than Gorilla Tea.
Micah, you got another point.
Damn
Taboo
it!
is older than Gorilla Tea.
I met Gorilla Tea.
We don't have time for all that. Excision or Sullivan King? Lightbug, who do you think?
Excision. Jeff's way older.
Micah, you
Yeah.
you second that? All right, yeah. He's
Jeff's way older.
39 versus 31.
Yeah. Oh.
All right, Lightbug, who's older, Subtronics or Wooly?
Oh no! Is it Jesse? Subtronics older?
I'm guessing Wooly.
It's Subtronics.
Yeah! Does that make us tied? I got 2.
I can't.
Hold on.
One
no,
down.
I think Micah's like way ahead of you right
No!
now. He's only gotten one wrong. Okay. Wait, Grizz or Grabbits?
Oh. Grabbits.
I think Grizz is older than Grabbits.
Grizz is older than Grabbits.
What?
Yep.
I just saw his
32 and
lights.
35.
His lights thing. It was spectacular. What?
Okay.
Grizz has been around for a long time.
Sudden Death or Space Laces?
Ooh.
I'm guessing Space.
Space Laces.
These last couples
Micah?
have been like complete guesses. You know what? I'm gonna go for the underdog. Space Laces is older.
That's correct.
Yes.
He's been around longer, so it makes sense. Sudden Death and Subtronics are the same age, 32. Thought you'd like to know that.
God,
Rez?
I'm older than Subtronics.
Rez or Alice in Wonderland?
Oh, I just. Okay, can I?
Micah?
Alice in Wonderland is surprisingly older than what she is. She is way older.
Okay.
Oh well, I know that
Well, that's-
Izzy is 20. She just turned 27.
she's 30.
No, is
She's
she?
30.
Rez?
Yeah,
Rez is
I
30.
thought Mama
According
Rez.
to Google, these are all according to Google, people.
How old is Alice?
Have a problem with this, fucking have a problem with Google. Alice in Wonderland is according to
I
Google.
just know
she's
she-
38.
Did you know that Rez released her own dildo?
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, Dead Mouse or Cascade?
Dead Mouse. Joel.
Wrong. Cascade is 54.
Wow.
A
Whoa.
whopping 10 years older than Dead Mouse.
I just thought Cascade was younger. I didn't think the Dead Mouse was older.
He looks a lot younger, but no. Dead Mouse looks like he could be 54. JK, we love you, Joel. You're beautiful.
Love you, Joel. See you on 4chan.
All right, so Son Holo or Elenium?
The group? I think the
No,
group.
Son Holo is one guy and Elenium is one guy.
Oh, Lenny was a duo.
No, it's one guy.
Oh my god. What do I know? Nothing.
Sorry, I should have picked somebody you might have known. It's a trick question. They're the same
They're
age.
the same.
They're both
Oh.
They're both 34. All right, Fisher or Flume?
Flume, I think, is older.
You think so?
Yeah.
Micah. Fisher or Flume?
Fisher's younger than me.
Fluke was like
No, he's
16, 10 years ago.
Flume's 33.
He's 33.
Fisher's 38.
I think Fisher's older than me, yeah.
So I was
Flume was eating ass on stage a couple years ago.
Oh,
bro.
hell
He's
yeah.
definitely younger.
absolutely.
Fisher,
Say goodbye.
Oh, we gotta sign
Just so you
off.
can edit it in.
all right, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Thank you to Lightbug for joining us.
It's a pleasure.
Make sure to go check out our song, his SoundCloud. You got any shows you want to plug?
I could tell you here because not a lot of people. I'm opening up, or I'm supporting Midnight Tea August 2nd.
What?
You heard it here
Nice.
first.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Shout out. Thanks for watching.
And then it